This man publicly mocks a female employee for being unsophisticated. Emma fires right back, mocking his terrible haircut. The live stream is about to start, so William lets it slide. But when it gets to the QA portion, Emma hits a nerve by asking about William's mother. His expression instantly turns vicious. He stares Emma down, but Emma has no idea she is being used. William walks off the live stream without a word, leaving Emma to face the camera alone and embarrassed. Luckily, she is quick on her feet. She covers for William and carries the entire live stream by herself, continuing to engage with the audience. Even the hotel owner is impressed. Meanwhile, William calms down and realizes his half-sister is behind this. He pulls himself together and returns to the set. He grabs the question cards and looks through them. Every single one is about his mother, so he tosses them into the air and tells Emma to ask something that actually matters. Now Emma is stuck. She just says something about how beautiful the sunset is.
노을 좋아하세요? 노을이 참 예쁘네요.
William ignores the fact that they are still live and invites her to enjoy the view with him. Unexpectedly, this turns the hotel into a viral destination. The next day, the two of them have to shoot promotional photos, but William has no idea how to smile. He cannot even do a heart pose. The photographer is completely frustrated, and Emma is annoyed too. She mocks him for not knowing how to do anything. That comment gets under William's skin, so he strikes a pose and forces a crooked smile. Except the smile is kind of terrifying. Emma cannot help but laugh out loud. Then they move on to filming a fishing scene. Despite William's impatience, they finally wrap up the shoot. Just as they are heading back, the boat William is on breaks down. They have no choice but to spend the night on a nearby island. After they reach shore, the boatman says there is a hotel up ahead. William wants to call his secretary to pick him up, but his phone has no signal, so he has to follow Emma. Turns out William is easily spooked. When he sees someone staring at him, he faints on the spot. When he wakes up and sees a stranger, William bolts out of the room, only to find Emma dressed like a country bumpkin. It turns out this is the hotel the boatman was talking about. An elderly couple warmly welcomes them. After dinner, the two of them have a drinking contest to see who can drink more. By the end, Emma's smile has William completely mesmerized. The next morning, Emma wakes up and tries to take off her socks, but she loses her balance and falls right onto William. That is when she realizes they slept in the same room. This man is jealous. Seeing the girl with someone else makes his stomach turn. The gift he carefully prepared to give Emma, he shoves it back out of sight. He barely manages to pull himself together and tries to push those feelings aside. Then he runs into a traffic cop. The two of them sit on the curb and start venting about their problems. The cop talks about how he once had a love that never went anywhere, and he still cannot forget her. He tells William to go after the person he likes, or he will regret it later. The next day, those words echo in William's mind and leave him torn. Just then, Emma shows up to report for work. She is wearing her new uniform, and William is completely stunned. He snaps out of it and immediately switches into cold boss mode. He nitpicks everything Emma does and tells the manager to give her some proper training. Then he dismisses them both, but his secretary sees right through him and points out that only someone new to dating would try to get attention this way. If he likes her, he should just tell her. William denies it completely, which only confirms to the secretary that he is right. Embarrassed and frustrated, William kicks the secretary out of his office. During a meeting with the department staff, William's eyes keep drifting toward Emma without him realizing it. After the meeting ends, he wants to call Emma, but he loses his nerve, so he sends her a text instead, telling her to come see him after work. He waits forever and gets no response. William tries to stay busy and distract himself, but eventually he cannot take it anymore. He goes to Emma's work area and demands to know why she did not reply. Emma looks completely confused. She thought it was spam and wonders how they even got her number. William reminds her that employee records have everyone's contact information. Then he hands her his business card and works up the courage to ask her to dinner, but Emma turns him down. William cannot wrap his head around it. He thinks he is good looking, so why would Emma say no? Emma says it would be awkward to have dinner alone with him. That answer leaves William speechless. He storms off like a spoiled rich kid, but William is not ready to give up, so he has his secretary use a welcome dinner as an excuse to invite Emma out. The secretary comes through and successfully sets up the dinner with Emma. On the day of the dinner, William walks into the restaurant buzzing with excitement. The man pulls the woman close to him. She feels they're getting too intimate. She quickly breaks free without saying a word. She leaves. William seems to have made up his mind. He immediately goes after her, offering to drive her home. Emma falls asleep in the car. William thoughtfully covers her with a blanket. When Emma wakes up, William takes out the clothes he just bought, wanting her to try them on as a birthday present, and invites Emma to dinner. However, after Emma changes into the outfit, she realizes they're wearing matching couples' clothes. William says the salesperson picked them out. Emma is thrilled. She even mentions the shoes fit perfectly, but Emma has no idea that William carefully selected everything. He had estimated her measurements by eye beforehand and found the right size at the shoe store. After dinner, Emma wants to pay the bill. She's shocked when she hears the price, reluctantly hands over her credit card, but William would never let Emma pay. He smoothly hands over his own card, then drives Emma home and pulls out a cake from the trunk. Emma is deeply touched William watches her leave. Suddenly her ex-boyfriend runs out, accusing Emma of two-timing, claiming William ruined their relationship. Emma insists they've already broken up, but the scumbag refuses to listen. Trying to get Emma back, William steps forward and holds him back, warning him to never bother Emma again. Back home, just as Emma takes out her birthday cake, she gets a call from William. His birthday wishes instantly brighten her mood. The next day, Emma needs to visit a supplier. She learns the owner went into the mountains to gather herbs. Emma wants to meet the owner in person, so she heads up the mountain herself. Meanwhile, William checks the local weather. There's a thunderstorm warning, so he calls Emma, telling her to come down immediately. But Emma gets distracted by a plant and hastily hangs up. William can't reach her after that. He immediately finds his sister, wanting her to deploy a helicopter for rescue, but his sister refuses to make such a big deal out of it. She scolds William, reminding him that as the chairman's son, he should be thinking about the company's interests. William mocks his sister for being cold-blooded. Then William forcibly commandeers the helicopter. In the end, they both get stranded halfway up the mountain. William's gaze makes Emma feel a bit shy. She quickly avoids his eyes. William tells her not to worry, then takes out his phone and makes a call. William explains the situation with a serious expression. This makes Emma burst out laughing. The man gazes at her affectionately, making her shyly turn her head away. Just then, the secretary's phone rings. He asks Emma to help with the gift box. At that moment, a wealthy young woman walks over, immediately throwing her arms around William. Emma looks surprised. Turns out they're childhood friends. When William turns around, he freezes. He didn't expect Emma to be right behind him. He quickly takes the box from her. William notices something's off with Emma. Emma says she's fine. When she sees the wealthy woman acting coquettish with William, Emma feels a pang in her heart. The woman then calls her over, wanting Emma to take the box away, but William insists on doing it himself. Emma says it's her job. She carries the box away. Feeling down, Emma returns to the bar, only to hear another piece of news. Emma feels a twinge of insecurity. Just then, the manager tells her she can clock out. On her way out, she runs into the secretary. He invites Emma on a date, but the word date instantly makes Emma angry. She turns and walks away, leaving the secretary completely confused. Back home, Emma calls over two friends. They sing and dance together. Just as they're having fun, their food delivery arrives. Emma ordered fried chicken, but when she opens the door, she sees William standing there. Before Emma can react, William walks right in, startling Emma's friends. Turns out they're also company employees, but they don't know William is the director. They assume he's just another employee like Emma. They start saying the director is terrible. William is puzzled. Emma looks utterly mortified. In this moment, Emma wants to die. When her friends ask the man's name, Emma tries to introduce him, but William says he's the secretary. Her friends tactfully give the two some privacy. When she learns William doesn't have a girlfriend, Emma gets even more upset. If she's not his girlfriend, why were they hugging? William asks if she's jealous. Emma refuses to admit it, but their intimate gestures are all caught by her friends. As Emma walks William out, he suddenly pulls her into his arms, protecting her from an oncoming motorcycle. William suggests walking around a bit more. Before Emma can refuse, William takes her hand, saying he's just protecting her, but inside, he's secretly delighted. This man is actually a billionaire heir, yet the old lady treats him like some broke errand boy. One onion the size of his fist, and he's chopping it down this small. Grandma takes one look at his knife work, and she is not impressed. Emma, finally done with her tasks, steps outside for some fresh air, and finds William being put to work by Grandma. She rushes over and pleads on his behalf. Don't give William such a hard time, but Grandma doesn't think twice about it. Once Grandma's done voicing her complaints, she sends Emma out to grab some groceries, but what looks like an ordinary street market turns out to be a whole new world for William. The two of them eat their fill, and the whole thing costs less than $7. He turns to Emma in disbelief, asking if this is for real, then calls the vendor an absolute saint right then and there. A raffle game gets him completely hooked, desperate to win the jackpot. He doesn't think twice about borrowing cash from Emma. Emma has no choice. She digs out a couple bucks and hands it over, but against all odds, William actually wins the grand prize. They throw their arms around each other in excitement, but when they come back to their senses, they realize just how close they're holding each other, and instantly pull apart. William can't stop fussing over the prize. Then suddenly, a loud bang goes off right beside them. On pure instinct, William pulls Emma into his arms, anxiously checking her over for any injuries. He turns around. It's just a popcorn machine going off, leaving them both completely red-faced. They head home afterward. The two say their goodbyes to Grandma. William walks Emma back to her place, to thank William for coming to her rescue. Emma offers to take him out for dinner. William agrees without a second's hesitation, and then asks if this counts as a date. Emma doesn't quite know what to say. She just gives a shy little smile, grabs her things, and dashes inside. The next evening comes around quickly. William is just about to step out of the car to greet her, when Emma shoves him right back in. She doesn't want her coworkers to spot them and start talking. And right on cue, a coworker walks by. She quickly moves to block the car window, praying nobody notices. They finally make it to the restaurant. William asks the server for a particular drink, but the server looks completely lost. Emma quickly steps in to explain. Then the chef's tableside performance catches William off guard. The chef pulls out an egg and shows off his flair, drawing a perfect heart right on the hot iron griddle. William can't help but clap. He whips out his phone to snap a photo. The two of them are all smiles on the ride home. William's already looking forward to the next date, but Emma says there won't be a next time. William just pretends he didn't hear a word. This woman's smile alone captures the prince's heart. William immediately feels a sense of crisis. Oblivious Emma offers a hand-woven bracelet as a greeting gift, but the prince asks her to put it on him. Just as Emma picks up the bracelet, William suddenly snatches it away and personally puts it on the prince himself, then tells the prince to go back to his room and sleep. But the prince ignores him, instead inviting Emma to lunch. A jealous William follows them in. Turns out the prince was William's classmate when he studied abroad. To complete a task his father gave him, William had no choice but to call the prince and invite him to stay at his family's hotel. They made a deal. William has to follow the prince's every instruction. After the meal, they visit the palace. William can only trail behind them. The prince sees Emma's smile and feels attracted to her again. William immediately interrupts them. The prince gets annoyed and deliberately sends William to buy coffee. When William returns, he finds them sitting too close, consumed by jealousy. He sits right between them. Just then the prince notices a wedding event, so he suggests trying it out with Emma. Emma doesn't know how to decline. William immediately refuses when he hears this. He pulls out the contract ready to tear it up. Emma quickly stops him and agrees to experience the wedding with the prince, but William won't have it. Soon Emma changes into a bridal gown and arrives at the ceremony, ready to exchange vows with the groom. What she doesn't expect is that when the veil is lifted, the groom is William. Emma is completely shocked, both surprised and delighted. Then they proceed with the wedding ceremony. That's when the prince appears. Turns out while they were changing, William told the prince to wear a servant's outfit, saying that was the wedding attire. When the prince realizes he's been tricked, he immediately confronts William. Emma is speechless at these two. To get some alone time with Emma, the prince has his bodyguards carry William away, then takes a walk with Emma. Learning that her work is exhausting, the prince immediately offers to give her a hotel. Emma quickly declines. What makes her happiest is serving guests, not running a hotel. The prince is impressed by Emma, confirming she's not someone who cares about money. After the trip ends, they escort the prince back to his room to rest. William notices Emma is wearing high heels, so he brings her a pair of slippers. Then William books a luxury suite and tells Emma to rest there for the night. Early the next morning, William comes by asking what she wants for breakfast, but Emma has to work the night shift. She wants to sleep a bit more. Suddenly she sees a colleague appear in the hallway. This man is watching his girlfriend sleep peacefully. Suddenly, her grandmother walks in. Startled, he jumps to his feet and stands at attention. He scrambles to explain that nothing happened between them, but the grandmother only gets more upset after hearing him out. She launches into a long speech that leaves William completely lost. It all started the night he and Emma made things official. Every morning after that, he walked to work, just on the off chance he'd run into Emma along the way. Whenever the secretary wasn't looking, he'd secretly slip his hand into Emma's. He even walked her all the way to her workplace, but Emma immediately blocked the entrance, telling him this was as far as he could go. Then, out of nowhere, William pinned her against the wall. Emma, flustered and embarrassed, turned and bolted, replaying William's bold move in her head. Emma couldn't help but smile to herself. Later, William showed up at Emma's workplace and camped out there for the entire morning. The employees figured he was there to check up on their work. Little did they know, he was really just there for Emma. Her co-workers nudged Emma to go find out why the boss was refusing to leave. Emma had no choice but to suck it up and approach him, quietly signaling him to get out of there. His sudden loud response startled everyone in the room. Worried that people would figure out their relationship, William reluctantly got up and left. On his way out, he spotted a flower shop. He bought a bouquet and went to visit Emma's grandmother. He found her up on a ladder, changing a light bulb. When she noticed William, she lost her footing and nearly tumbled down, but William rushed over and caught her just in time. He took her straight to the hospital for a full checkup. Grandmother scolded him for wasting money and immediately tried to check herself out, but William insisted she stay and get the care she needed. Touched by how attentive he was being, she wanted to know if he had feelings for Emma. William came clean without hesitation. He flat out admitted it. Grandmother didn't object. Just then, Emma rushed in, anxiously asking where her grandmother was hurt. But grandmother turned around and scolded William for calling her, then tried to leave the hospital again. It wasn't until Emma begged her that she finally agreed to stay for the exam. Afterward, the two of them spent the night at grandmother's place. Emma tried to keep some distance between herself and William, but William wasn't having any of it. He pulled her close and refused to let go. And just like that, The two of them drifted off to sleep hand in hand, only to be caught in that exact moment by grandmother the next morning. Later, grandmother took William out on an errand. They went to the bank, where she helped him open an account. She deposited some money into it herself, then told him he'd better be putting his own money in next month. William was genuinely moved by her seal of approval. That evening, grandmother laid out a full spread of food. It was pretty clear she'd already accepted him as her future grandson-in-law. After dinner, as William was walking Emma home, they ran into a friend of hers who happened to be stopping by, and just like that, William found himself invited back to the friend's place. This woman is the hotel's best employee, but she's exposed for dating the boss's son. As a result, she's transferred to a mountain village hotel as a server. Today she's out checking the outdoor equipment. To her surprise, her boyfriend actually tracked her down here. Emma feels it like a sixth sense. When she sees William, Emma has so much grievance in her heart, but she's still really happy he came. Before she can say anything, she's interrupted by a work notification. Emma has to go take care of work first. Halfway there, she stops, turns around and invites William to come along. William follows Emma into the hotel. He's quickly assigned to spread tablecloths. William doesn't refuse. Emma heads to the kitchen to help. While William's working, a female server starts bossing him around. William looks confused, but doesn't reveal his identity. The female employee later realizes he looks familiar. She suddenly gets really nervous, immediately bows and apologizes. William doesn't blame her, just reminds her to be polite, then continues spreading tablecloths. When he finishes the last tablecloth, Emma suddenly appears in front of him, praising his performance. William shows a proud expression. After work that evening, William apologizes to Emma. He says he didn't know his father would transfer her here, but Emma says she's really happy. Since coming here, she's found the life she wanted. The next day, Emma shows William around the area. The two temporarily forget the troubles of the city. Soon after, Emma is transferred back to headquarters. William goes to his father to express his feelings. His father sees that he's matured and stops interfering with his marriage plans. Then William goes to a jewelry store, buys a diamond ring, asks Emma to dinner, planning to propose to her. But before he can take out the ring, Emma speaks first. She says her leaving isn't because of relationship problems, but because she can't find the life she wants at the hotel. She's planning to resign, to open her own bed and breakfast. William breathes a sigh of relief after hearing this, puts the ring away, and supports her decision. The two take another photo together. Emma says goodbye to her colleagues, packs her bags and leaves. Sometime later, the bed and breakfast is successfully completed. William comes to keep Emma company every day. One day, William gets down on one knee, takes out the ring he's been preparing for so long, and proposes to Emma. Emma excitedly says yes. Soon it's the wedding day. The two gaze deeply into each other's eyes, walking toward each other with blessings from friends and family. Hand in hand, they walk to the center of the stage. May all lovers find their happily ever after.